Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that everything holding you back, every hesitation, every apology, every explanation, is a choice? That the very energy you spend defending yourself could be the fuel that propels you toward your greatest growth. Today, I want to show you how to stop shrinking for others, stop justifying your life, and start stepping fully into your power. The moment you stop explaining and stop apologizing is the moment your life begins to expand in ways you never imagined. Are you ready to grow? Imagine waking up every day feeling the weight of other people's expectations pressing down on you. You find yourself constantly explaining why you made that choice, apologizing for decisions that align with your values, and justifying who you are to people who may never understand. And in doing so, you surrender your energy to them instead of investing it in yourself. The truth is, growth does not come from approval. Growth does not come from agreement or acceptance. Growth comes from clarity, courage, and the relentless pursuit of becoming the person you are meant to be. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop handing over power. Every time you justify your actions or beliefs, you are acknowledging that the opinions of others have more weight than your own purpose. But what if the people around you are not capable of seeing the vision you hold? What if their judgment has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their limitations? By constantly explaining, we dilute our focus, we scatter our energy, and we slow down our trajectory. Clarity of purpose demands focus, not explanation. When you stop apologizing for your choices, you reclaim your agency. Apologies are powerful when they are sincere and necessary, but when they are habitual responses to discomfort or disapproval, they become a barrier. Every unnecessary apology is a statement that your values are negotiable, that your priorities are up for debate. But growth requires confidence in your path, courage in your decisions, and trust in your process. The world is not here to give you permission to pursue your potential. You have to take it. Start growing by shifting your energy inward. Invest your time in reflection, in learning, in building skills and relationships that align with your mission. Focus on becoming better, stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Growth is not linear. It is messy. It is uncomfortable. And it often goes unnoticed by the people who matter least. But the people who are meant to walk alongside you will recognize it. And more importantly, you will feel it. Your responsibility is to yourself. Your commitment is to your vision. Stop shrinking to fit expectations. Stop bending to comfort others. Stop explaining, stop apologizing, and dedicate yourself to growth so profound that nothing outside of your purpose can shake it. Growth is not about the applause of the crowd. It is not about being liked, understood, or validated at every step. The loudest voices you hear will often belong to those who do not understand your journey, who are still trapped in their own fears and limitations. And if you let their opinions dictate your actions, you will spend your life performing, apologizing, and explaining instead of evolving. Every moment you spend seeking permission, defending your choices, or justifying your existence is a moment stolen from the work of becoming the person you were born to be. The first step in true growth is ownership. Own your decisions, your mistakes, and your victories. Do not wait for acknowledgement from others to validate your actions. When you make a choice that aligns with your principles, stand firmly in it. When you stumble, acknowledge it honestly and move forward without shame. Growth demands accountability to yourself first, not to the judgment of others. And accountability is not punishment, it is empowerment. It is the realization that your life is in your hands and your potential is yours to unlock. Next, you must embrace discomfort. Explaining and apologizing are often attempts to avoid tension, to soften the impact of your existence on those around you. But growth is forged in tension, in the space where fear meets courage. Every challenge you face, every criticism you hear, is an opportunity to refine your character, sharpen your skills, and deepen your understanding of who you are. Do not shrink from that tension. Lean into it. Let it teach you, transform you, and propel you forward. Equally important is the discipline of focus. The world is filled with distractions, naysayers, and unsolicited advice. When you stop justifying your actions, you reclaim your attention. Your energy, once scattered across explanations and apologies, can now be poured into creating, learning, and building. Focus allows you to make progress invisible to the outside world but undeniable in your own life. The person who grows relentlessly is not concerned with appearances, they are concerned with impact. Finally, cultivate patience. Growth is not instant. It does not happen in a single decision or a single moment of courage. It is cumulative. Every day you choose to act without explaining, to live without unnecessary apology, and to dedicate yourself to improvement. You compound your potential. Each step may seem small, each day may feel unnoticed, but the trajectory is undeniable. Over time, the person who stops explaining and apologizing will emerge as someone unstoppable, someone whose growth is so evident that no words of doubt can diminish it, and no external validation is required to know it is real. As you continue on this path, it becomes clear that growth is not a destination, it is a lifestyle, a daily commitment to yourself and your purpose. Every choice you make, every action you take, either moves you closer to the life you envision or holds you back. When you stop explaining, you free yourself from the chains of others' expectations. When you stop apologizing unnecessarily, you reclaim the power that has always been yours. And when you dedicate yourself fully to growth, you start living in a way that is aligned with your deepest values, not the shifting opinions of those around you. One of the most profound shifts you can make is learning to discern between feedback that serves you and noise that distracts you. Not every critique is valuable, not every opinion deserves your attention, and not every disappointment is your responsibility. Growth requires the courage to filter wisely. It is about understanding that your energy is finite and precious, and that how you invest it determines the trajectory of your life. By redirecting your energy from defending yourself toward building yourself, you amplify your potential in ways others cannot even imagine. Another essential part of growth is surrounding yourself with the right influences. The people you choose to spend time with will either lift you higher or weigh you down. Seek those who challenge you, who inspire you, who push you to be better while respecting your path. Let go of those who demand constant explanation, who drain your energy, or who undermine your confidence. Growth does not thrive in environments of judgment or fear. It thrives in spaces of encouragement, challenge, and authentic support. You must also recognize that growth is inherently uncomfortable. It demands that you face uncertainty, endure criticism, and navigate setbacks without surrendering. But here is the paradox. Discomfort is the fuel for transformation. Every moment you resist the urge to explain or apologize, every time you stand firm in your choices despite doubt or opposition, you are building resilience, discipline, and self-trust. These are the foundations of growth that no external validation can provide. Finally, remember that your growth is not just for you, it radiates outward. When you stop shrinking to fit others' expectations and start expanding into your potential, you inspire others to do the same. You create a ripple effect, showing those around you that it is possible to live authentically, courageously, and unapologetically. Your growth becomes a statement, louder than any explanation, more powerful than any apology, and more transformative than any approval ever could be. As you continue to embrace this mindset, you begin to see that growth is not a solitary pursuit. It is a reflection of your relationship with yourself and the world around you. Every action you take without apology, every decision you make without justification, signals to yourself that your life is yours to lead. You stop shrinking to accommodate fear, judgment, or misunderstanding, and you start expanding into the full measure of your potential. This expansion is not loud or performative. It is quiet, steady, and undeniably powerful. It is the kind of growth that does not need an audience, because it is self-evident in the confidence, clarity, and resilience you carry. The next phase is mastery of focus. When you release the need to explain, you remove the noise of others' expectations from your mind. When you release the habit of unnecessary apology, you reclaim time and energy that were previously wasted. Focus is your most valuable currency, and it is the vehicle through which growth manifests. Every hour you spend learning, creating, and improving compounds. Every deliberate effort to sharpen your skills, expand your knowledge, or strengthen your character accelerates your trajectory. Growth happens not in grand gestures, but in consistent, intentional actions that align with your purpose. Equally important is embracing accountability. Growth does not mean perfection, it means responsibility. When you make a mistake, own it without deflection. When you falter, learn from it without shame. By accepting responsibility for your journey, you stop giving power to external voices and start cultivating internal strength. Accountability is not a burden. It is a declaration that your life is not dictated by circumstances, opinions, or fear. You become the architect of your own destiny, and that perspective changes everything. As your focus and accountability deepen, you begin to notice the impact on those around you. People are drawn to authenticity, to courage, and to confidence grounded in principle rather than approval. By stopping the cycle of explanation and apology, you model a form of leadership that inspires without demanding attention. Growth, when pursued relentlessly, becomes magnetic. It attracts opportunities, partnerships, and connections that resonate with your purpose, while naturally filtering out distractions and detractors. Finally, remember that growth is a lifelong practice. It is not a sprint, a trend, or a moment of recognition. It is a steady, deliberate commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. The more you embrace your power to act without apology, to live without explanation, and to dedicate yourself fully to your own evolution, the more you will discover that true freedom lies not in the validation of others, but in the mastery of your own life. Growth, when cultivated this way, is unstoppable, unapologetic, and utterly transformative.